How about now? Hopefully that makes sense. Does it work, dear?
Yeah, there's no sound.
I just turned it on.
Yes.
Okay, so we're getting there. Little things now. Okay, so welcome to our show, our event. So, for those of you who don't know me, my name's Ken Mason. I'm a psychic medium. I do these free reads, about 5 minutes each. And, it, for I've had a few people, mention how it's not long enough or they don't get reads or whatnot. And just put it up front saying that I only give 5 minutes, and then if I don't read you, that's because I don't see you. Everything flashes by really quickly. So it's sometimes very hard for me to see. So we shall get started, I guess. Because I'm seeing everybody rolling in. Okay, so it's, cards are here, everything's here. Okay. Well, Misty, I'm honored that you're here. Oh, okay, so if anybody's looking for a message from a past loved one, make sure you mention which one so I don't have to assume what you're here for. Okay, so let's look here. Yeah, Kelly Gibson. Is that how you name it? Jepson? Jepson. What is my phone yelling at me for? My phone likes to yell at me. Or not my phone, my watch. You get to the age when you start getting a vibration from your phone and you start checking your body thinking something's broken. Okay. Um, I'm getting I'm getting um, okay, so I'm getting the two people here. I'm sorry I got interrupted there by my spirit guide. So I have a female and a male, and they're both smiling like they would normally. Um, so the first one, she indicates that she's your mother. And the one thing that I'm seeing here is, um, like usual, they always tell you that they're in a house with you, and most spirits, once they pass, they stay with you. It doesn't matter where you live; they're with you. So it doesn't matter where you're living. Um, the message is that there is going to be some new stuff headed your way. I don't know if this is a change in business or something you're going to be doing, or sorry, work, because I see you with books open and writing. So this might be education, or perhaps you're going to be writing something. Um, but she's also saying that this moving forward is going to be very good for you, even though you feel that it might be a step back. It's not really. It's actually a sideways steps for you to move forward. Um, she's also saying that um, I'm just seeing like a spot where there's trees and that you're parting and you're pointing to the ground and saying, that's it. So, again, no clear indication of why you would be doing that unless you're planning on, building something there. Or perhaps that's where you feel the energy is the greatest there. But anyway, so she's just saying that there's a lot of good things for you and that you're probably going to be in a better position in a year from now than what you feel you're in now. So a little ups and downs, she says, but you're going to get there. And you're going to be happier in a year. But anyway, so it just says that that's the quick message she has for you. And she says, don't forget to talk to her at night. Because she's listening. Anyway, so that's all I have for you. Dum, 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 dum. Let's see what else we have here. Thank you for the stars, Kelly. Okay, so Deborah Marchand. Don't need these. Okay, Deborah. I'm talking to your spirit guide. They're kind of showing you over the next 6 months or so, you kind of going on a spiritual side in a roller coaster system or a ride. Um, and it's like they're kind of adjusting everything. There's a new technique for you, a new way of seeing things, and kind of them asking you to um, not be so afraid of using it, especially when it comes to family or people that you love. Um, I'm seeing a female here that's, I don't know why she's got rings handed out in her like they're in her palm and they're just like giving it to you. Um, Usually rings are a symbol of a connection between two people. And I think that's either you have them or she's saying that we still have a connection from those rings. But there's also a sense here, you perhaps starting to write a book. Um, so I don't see you like writing it by hand. I see you like typing it into the computer or laptop or something. But I just see you either writing something that's going to trigger things in your past that's going to be able to help you now. So it's just like you're typing and things are coming into you, and all of a sudden you go, oh, now I remember what I did then. And it's just going to all come up and open up like a lot of memories that are stilled, and it's going to help you decide which way you really want to go. But she says that you actually have to start it. So start it. But in the end, she says that new growth, I see new finances coming up. So anyway, that's all she has for you. So hopefully that helps in some way. So that was for Deborah Marchand. Okay. Who's that way up top there? Uh, Okay, so Aaron, I don't really know how to say your last name. Anshishkosh. Okay, so general read. Um, so the main card that shows up for you is that there's something new for you to love coming up. Um, so when this card usually comes up, it's kind of very vague in the sense that I can't tell if it's something like a new child or a new animal or a new relationship, but it usually means that you have something in the next little while that's going to happen to you that's going to affect the fondness of the heart. So, again, I don't see any other romance cards because this is a short read, but um, at the same time, we also have right beside it, and perhaps this is why, because you'll be happy, kind of like a new job, new promotion, new money coming in, which is really going to balance you out in life. Um, it's also a chance for you to be able to not work so hard, be able to put your feet up, taking care of family without stress. And it's just kind of a way for you to be able to sit down sooner than later. Um, yeah, this is kind of showing me you also walking through a puddle of water, like really having fun doing that, just like you would as a child. Um, so it's like just coming back to the basics of a child, not like acting like a child, but going back to find those little small things that we found that we really enjoyed doing it when we were younger. So yeah, so these cards are saying over the next 6 months you're going to have some really good times. Um, I'm not quite sure again what this Ace of Cups is, the romance card, but all the cards indicating a new phase in your life over the next year. Um, but anyway, so that's what I have for you. Oh, and if you cut your finger, take care of it. Don't ignore it. Anyway, um, Hi, Darlene Peters. Okay, so. So I'm just looking for people I haven't read yet. So Denise, again, Azevedo, Azevedo, Azevedo. Excuse me, jeepers. Okay, so the first thing I'm seeing in the cards for you, I'm kind of seeing you in a way of um, having success with money, but at the same time, the more money you come in, the more you spend. So it's kind of a message saying, you know what, be careful of what's outside your budget. Um, so it's almost a sense that, if you have some extra money, you may think, hey, maybe we can afford this now, maybe we can afford that. So over the next, I think, 8 months or so, you're going to see the money getting better, but also at the same time flexing, if that makes sense. It's like a heartbeat. It goes out, goes back in, which means you may have other expenses come in or whatnot. They're unexpected. But money wise, just relax and kind of sit there and go, like, let's save a bit. And it's going to be a situation where you're just going to feel, I feel this is with a man or perhaps work or something, that you're going to be feeling that you're kind of stuck in a situation and you really don't know how to get through that. Um, but, seek advice from people. You know, don't make decisions on your own without listening to other ways of thinking. And you also have a grandmother that talks to you all the time and just basically says, you know, um, be you. Stop being who you want, what other people want. Just be you. And you'll get a lot more positive feedback. Anyway, so she just wants you that she's following you, and as all spirits do when they pass, they're always with us 24/7. So listen to your gut feeling. Okay, so that was for Denise. I don't know how to spell the last name. As a Vedo. Okay, so let's keep going down here. Okay, so Misty Olson. Um, so the man I have in front of me, he just walked in. I was waiting for him to walk in or see if, because there's a grandmother standing there, and I was just waiting for him to come in, and that's why there was a bit of delay there. Um, you know, uh, the first thing I'm hearing from him is that uh, first thing he wants you know he's very proud of you, and he's kind of watching you and smiling as you move forward, and you know realizing that you have a good head on your shoulders. Um, but he's also saying that over the next little while there's going to be a family celebration. He's holding a baby, so I'm not sure if this means that there's a baby coming or um, but he's basically saying, I'm going to be there when this happens. Um, he often, kind of a jokingly, he's in your house, he shows himself rubbing your shoulders, so you might feel a little tingling in your shoulders every once in a while, but he also sticks his finger in your ear, so you might be scratching your ear a lot. So it shows to me as being very joking type of person. I don't know why he walked in eating a hot dog, so I will leave that interpretation to you. He does say, though, that the next 8 months, it's going to be a bit, a little bit up and down. He says there's going to be, he says you're still going through a stress time in your life, but it says everything moves in the right direction. Um, he also points to a woman that he says is your mother, saying he's taking care of this person as well. So, um, yeah, he says there's a little negativity, but there's a lot more positivity. So he just wants to let you know that he's watching over things and making sure that you're told when things need to be told to you. One thing I always tell people, they talk to us in our voice. You usually know when they're talking to you is when you sit there and you go, and all of a sudden you go, why am I thinking of them? Since we don't think of people in that way, typically that usually means that he's talking to you and you're paying attention. So if you ever get those little thoughts in your minds of, why am I thinking of him, or have thoughts that sound like him, that's usually them talking to you. So a lot of people expect to hear their voice, but they talk to you in your voice. Anyway, so that's for Misty Olson. Hope that was okay. Let's scroll down here since I haven't been down here for a while. Okay, so Julia Pauline. YouTube's a little quiet. You sent us a PayPal, Ruth? Thank you very much. Okay, so from the cards I'm seeing, for your question, the very first card on the left is conflict card, so there might be some conflict around you, or you may have thoughts in your head that might be, trying to see if you make your kind of decision. But the other four cards right behind it are actually very positive card. Um, so we have here, if you decide to make that decision, you're going to have comfort with money plus, a retirement card, which means you'll be able to put your feet up. Though, if you're doing something new, you may not be put your feet up, but it's more of a emotional thing. Again, the cards, new beginnings, new successes in life, as well as accepting people's advice. So all these cards I'm kind of saying for your question is that, yeah, it would be successful. There's just the one card over here, which is the conflict card, which may be about what you're doing or having conflict with people around you. You have 4 out of 5 cards, which basically says follow the path that feels comfortable to you. That feels like you're on the right path. Take the walk, and just feel what is, like I said, always the gut feeling, and you'll be directed in the right way through spirits and whatnot. They'll direct you. Anyway, just make sure you listen to other people as well. Okay. Yes, we did get your PayPal, Ruth. Thank you very much. Ding for that. Okay, so we'll do Ruth Blackburn. Here. Okay, for your health, and see if I can find somebody to come in for you as well. I rearranged my desktop, so it's a little, everything's new for me again. Okay, so the first person that I'm coming in for you is a male. It could be a father, grandfather, and big hands. Very tough looking hands. So the one thing I'm kind of seeing for this, or what he's telling me for your health, he's basically saying that your health is going to be good for a while. He says you're going to have these in and outs and little issues here and there, but he says the stuff that you're going through now will go away and you'll be able to live a long and prosperous life. And he says sometimes he was worried about going through life too, but sometimes if you just go with the flow, then things seem to fall into place. But he's also saying, he says that you really have to look in the mirror and say to yourself, yes, I have been successful in life. And he says a lot of people make this error in life of thinking about things they've done in the past or things they're doing, and they feel like they've failed, or something's happened with their kids and they feel, I failed that child. But and sometimes you have to look at is what happened was a lesson, and if you haven't repeated the lesson, he says, then you're successful. So a lot of times we are all very successful, but in our own mind frames and the way we look at ourselves is that we look at the negative. So he just wants you to know that you've been very successful in life from his viewpoint. So it says work on that. But again, he says, he says you've got 5 family members that are past that are in the house with you. So he says you're going to have a bit of activity in your house. But he says we're just there to not only protect you, but to annoy you, because that's what our job is. Anyway, he's just saying everything's going to be good. Okay, don't worry about it. Anyway, I don't know. I for some reason I saw this old vintage car. So I don't know if he had one or maybe a grandfather had one, but it's just like one of those old vintage cars that people, fix up or whatever. Anyway, so that's all I have for you. As for Ruth Blackburn, again, thank you for your contribution. Okay, so let's move down. Hi, Mary Jo. Thanks for coming tonight. Okay. That's Sarah Arblaster. Okay. What time is it? So when it's a direct question, I look at the cards in not what they actually say, but in the tone they come out in. And all 5-3 cards are very positive. We have, being happy with family, go out and, have some fun with them. We also have over here another one that's kind of like a new addition to the family. There's the retirement card. So all these kind of saying is go with your gut feeling, because everything around you is very positive, and you feel that what you're going through is a very positive part of your family, and then go for it. But, check out what the market's like now, and and see how that's going to affect you. But I don't have a single negative card. I don't get a single negative feeling about it. But again, I'm really not in a position to say to you yes or no. So yeah, that's what I have for you. Again, it's probably not the answer you're looking for. If you're looking for a definitive answer, I'm leery at doing that. Just going to do a quick extra, just the yes, no questions. So answer is yes or no. And again, all the cards are showing positive. So I'm going to leave you at that. That's for Sarah Arblaster. Hi, Andrea. First time here. I'm loving all these first time people. Very nice. So, Mary Jo Bedard Lemieux, please tell me the truth. The truth of what? Um, yes, for those of you who are new, um, please be specific on what you're looking for. Otherwise, I won't know what to read for you. And the reason this people always ask me is because it's only 5 minutes, so I like to be more directed at it. So any of you guys are interested in the full reads, we do have sessions that go from $25 all the way to $85. You can check them out on my website, whisperingsouls.ca, and they have a section there that helps you choose which one you prefer. We do either in my house or online, you know, we can do it all around the world. So and if anybody's in the Carleton Place area, I am doing reads at Amnestis in Carleton Place tomorrow night to connect to past loved ones. So if you're ever interested, contact them. There are a few spots open. Anyway, let's scroll down here. I'm just scrolling down here because it's scrolling so fast. Jessica Gilman, wherever they land, and there's only one place you actually land, and she's doing fine. I know it's a topic, you know, especially for religious people, but what I'm told is there is no heaven or hell. You're just picked up by a family member, you're brought over to the spirit world, you have a big party, and then you do what you would like to do. That's what I'm told. I haven't gone through that process, so I can't tell you if it's correct or not. But every spirit I've ever talked to has told me that. Okay, so okay, so Ruth Archambault. Okay. Okay, so so I have a grandmother on one side, and I have a spirit guide that's standing beside you. Is a bit of a female that's standing beside you. I have another female that's standing there beside you, but kind of looks like you, so I'm not sure. You know, it's kind of foggy with her, so I'm not. It feels like your mother, but I don't know if she's passed or not because she's foggy. Usually, when they're foggy, it means they may not be passed or they in the process of passing. Anyway, so your grandmother's wants to talk to you and saying that. Um, so there's a lot of expect a lot, not a lot. She says expect some family conflict to come up over the next 6 months. Um, and she says it's more about people being a little bit more on the entitled side. And she says sometimes, people will say things or do things just simply because they're frustrated. But the family's got to be kind of, what's the word? Um, Stern or logical, so that the feud doesn't come up worse than it actually is. Um, she's saying that hold on to your money as well. She says as you move forward, you're going to have to look at the little budgets that are not in your little payments that are not in your budget. Which kind of means she says you're going to be putting money away for something that you're going to have to purchase. And in that way, she says it's not like you're not going to have enough money come in, but you're just going to have to hold some money aside, or perhaps you already did the purchase and it'll cost you more than you think. So, otherwise, she just wants you to know that she's sitting there beside you every time while you watch your shows. So it's 24/7. Says you've seen her in your dreams. But other than that, she says, relax. You take good care of people around you, but at the same time, take good care of yourself. Anyway, Ruth, that's all I have for you. Hope that makes sense. Okay. Okay, so Robin Stanley. Okay, so in talking to your lady who's standing behind you, I assume it's probably grandmother. When they reference the young boy that's around you, your grandmother wants you to know that this boy that's around you is actually a spiritual twin to you, which is basically somebody, perhaps in last life you had a twin and they followed you in this life, or the twin was supposed to be born with you. But it basically says that you have a twin of yourself beside you as you move forward. Which usually means that you have a lot of conversations in your head, or you may have a hard time sleeping at times. So this is what they're referring to when they say that you have a little boy around you. You also have a spirit guide who is male, who's your overall protector. Um, but usually with spirit guides is that they protect us to a certain point where, they warn us of things, but if we do it anyways, then they just put their hands up and said, I warned you. Um, but the answer I'm getting for you on this one is that basically is a sibling to you. Okay? That's for Robin Stanley. So, Andrea Timlin. Let's see what the cards show over the next year. So when I'm looking at these cards, I'm seeing like next 3 months we have the stress or depression card sitting here at the beginning, which is probably what you were mentioning. But right after that, there is all positive stuff. I'm just being told that you guys will come back to normal in about 3 to 4 months from now. Everything will come into place. And it's also more of a thought, or people realizing that perhaps they should take care of themselves a bit more, and that they are. You have like 5 other past loved ones that are talking to everybody and trying to suggest or heal their emotional wounds. And you'll often hear them talking to you when you're in a shower or something. And no, they're not in a shower with you. They talk to us in the shower because we're connected to water. But they do it on the spiritual level, not the physical level. So she just says over the next little while, be logical. Don't get overly emotional about things. But she says you'll see the light at the end of the tunnel coming probably middle of the summer. She says that around that time there'd be something new for you to also be happy about. I don't think it's a new child. If it is, then it's something for you to love. But I just feel that there's something else coming that is really going to make the family happy. She's not showing me anything, so anyway, so that's all I have for you, Andrea Timlin. Cool, Ruth. That's probably just him validating that it's him. The car. Because that's usually what they show me is one thing that I wouldn't know to validate it's them. So thank you for that validation. Nancy, there's going to be one next month on the 21st. It'll be held in North Gore, which isn't too far from Carlton Place. Just contact us, and if you're interested, and I'm not sure if we book them in or they book you in, but we'll let you know. So if you're still interested, let us know. Linda, yeah, reincarnation. The way we're heard is, of course, we have 93 lives to learn our own lessons. So we pass this life, we go to the next side, we decide whether we want to come back. But we always have to come back to do the lessons. So, yeah, we are reincarnated into another body, but we really don't know what our past lives are or what we've done in the past in other lives. It's a learning session. Okay, Lisa Miller. Yeah. For some reason I have issues now seeing the difference between an I and an L on a computer text. I guess I'm going to have to enlarge my font. Anyway. Okay, so let me redo that again. There was a lady about ready to talk to you, and then I have to redo these. And now she's standing there tapping her foot, waiting for me to be ready to tell you what she has to say. Impatient lady, kind of like my wife. So, from the cards, and from this lady, I'm being told that your health, that you're going to be around for a long time. Probably longer than you probably expected to live. It's just a feeling I also get over the next 5 years. You may be going a bit up and down in health. And then somebody's going to figure something out, and then you're going to be kind of like freed. So there's a lot of decisions to be made about that. There's going to be some, I guess you can call family conflicts or relationship conflicts concerning everything about you. But certainly, we have the last card, and what she's telling me is that you're going to be able to look in the mirror and smile and say, you know what? I am going to be successful, and I'm going to live a long time, and I'll be able to see or deal with kids and whatnot. And you'll have also success with money. So it's just a feeling I get that you may have some ups and downs over the next 6 months to a year, or, not feeling well type of thing. But in the end, they find that solution, and then you find the solution, and you're off and going. But like I tell anybody, just make sure of what you're eating and sugar and all that kind of stuff, because that'll also affect your health. As I found out the other day, caffeine also creates problems. So I would just look all that, and but that's what the cards with the lady setting. So that was for Lisa Miller. So anyway, so that's all I have for tonight. I hope you guys are, hopefully we'll see you guys next week. And for those of you who I couldn't get around to reading you, I apologize, but a lot of scrolling through the screen here. So if I missed you, I apologize. Okay, where am I here?